Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to talk about some unfortunate news about the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Yeah, what a disaster of a release this was. We were already kind of down on the release. At least a lot of you guys were down on the release of this Classic Collection, given that the classic versions of Battlefront 1 and 2 were already readily available on Steam, 10 bucks a pop. They would go on sale, I want to say, for like $2 or $5. It was far cheaper than $35 for both of them. Let's just say that. And they were releasing this Battlefront Classic Collection, and it was going to be priced at $35. Now, the $35 price tag wasn't that big of a deal on consoles because console players didn't have easy access to Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. So obviously, them just seeing the idea of this classic collection, and I'm sure to the naked eye, they're going to think, oh, this is going to be like an HD remastering collection, so on and so forth. It's going to look better. It's going to play better. To the naked eye, that's what you would think, and anyone that would be sensible and thinking about how do you get the biggest return on investment in a Star Wars Battlefront collection, that's what they would think. And Aspyr has been doing decent stuff as far as it's concerned with classic collections. Tomb Raider just dropped a classic collection. They ported like Force Unleashed to Nintendo Switch. I don't know if they did KOTOR on Nintendo Switch as well, but they've been doing some of these classic titles. However, Battlefront, I think most people were excited about Battlefront Classic Collection because of the multiplayer aspect to it. 64-player online multiplayer. Even if it was just a retread of the same stuff from the classic version on PC, if it revitalized the multiplayer scene and the online scene, it was something to actually be excited about. And I was thinking, hey, if this jolts up the player base, I think it'll be fun for a couple of weeks. And if you get, 20, 30 hours of gameplay, $35, it'll be an alright purchase. Maybe it can be decent, but right off the top, we did know that it wasn't going to have cross-platform play, and that was going to be an issue for the longevity of the game. And really, I thought that was a big, big misfire on the game. But as we've come to realize, this was absolutely the laziest of the laziest collections that they could do. And Aspyr should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. On top of that, the Battlefront Classic Collection does seemingly use those mods that we had talked about in previous videos. As noted on Eurogamer, developer Aspyr had insisted that the collection does not include any code or content that is taken from an uncredited source. Modder I Am a Shyman found their mod had not only been included in the collection's debut trailer. We talked about this where the mod was included in the debut trailer, but then it was like, okay, maybe it was an issue. And I believe they had used the dated version of the mod as well, which was kind of humorous. And as far as that happening, Aspyr did say that was done mistakenly, but now everybody's come to realize that the game does feature the mod. It looks like it has implemented the mod in the Classic Collection. This release has been a total mess. The fact that they had to release patches both before and immediately after releasing 2-decade-old games really says it all, especially considering part of the patches is rumored to have removed content they had already said was removed months ago. There's really not anything else I could say that other players aren't already screaming. It's a terrible feeling getting very pumped for a game like this and it just missing the mark entirely. It's a terrible gut punch. The modding community was noted to be ready the moment Aspyr announced the game, not least because modders noticed a lot of visual problems as well. Decompiling the files has only shown us even worse horrors. We were hoping for improvements we could take advantage of to make better, and of course, would be ready to port and develop our modded content to work with the new games. A lot of players in general were hoping for general bug fixes anyway, such as a very famous issue where on the Death Star, one of the team's reinforcement tickets account would deplete at twice the rate, and voice lines that wouldn't ever play due to a simple typo. What we found on release was a very broken game with a lot of issues we have fixed in the past, as well as any mod support for both games being quite badly damaged, although just barely functional for Battlefront 2. There's loads of these weird issues that are just screaming rush development. Some textures in the game are even muddled with those from Battlefront 1, like Kashyk's water is blue like in Battlefront 1 and not gray like in Battlefront 2, and the DLC maps themselves use completely wrong textures in a lot of places. These are all things we can fix or just wouldn't have broken to start with. Every few hours, there's something new we need to look into and add to a list of planned fixes. And this is not even beginning to touch content and features from other release versions of these games from 20 years ago. Not present, like 4-screen split screen. Like, my goodness, has this just an absolute train wreck. Now, the issue is that, yes, modders can fix this game on PC, but the Battlefront Classic Collection was very much designed to appeal to a console audience that didn't have access to Battlefront 1 and 2. And now, you're talking about the game being fixed on PC, but what is it ultimately ultimately going to be on consoles 6 months to a year from now. It's probably just going to be a dead, barren wasteland, especially if they don't implement cross-platform play. Cross-platform play not being in the game from a longevity standpoint was the kiss of death. It might be popular right out the gate, and it might have been popular had it been a quality version on all platforms and people were excited by it, but it wasn't even that. So now you're talking about 2-decade-old games released in garbage forms and not having cross-platform play. You're leaving modders to fix it on PC, just a complete crap show. Really, Aspyr should just hire the modders, pay them something, fix up the game. I don't know if they could do something like that, but that's what should be doing, and this is one of the most egregious cash grabs ever, and I wonder why it is. How does it get to a point where Aspyr gets the rights or they're handed the Battlefront Classic Collection to do, I don't know, who makes these decisions, but anybody with at least one working brain cell can come to the conclusion that, hey, if we do Battlefront 1 and 2 justice, if we upgrade these games to the most minimal of extents, I've said this over and over again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to Battlefront Classic. Just up the visuals, fix up some of the bugs, add cross-platform play. I get it that maybe adding cross-platform play to legacy titles is a little bit difficult to do, but I'm sure they can figure it out, and I'm sure they can figure it out on the basis that if you delivered a quality product, Battlefront Classic Collection would literally sell millions upon millions of copies. Battlefront is such an iconic game, and I can't speak towards my personal nostalgia towards the game, but I do know for a fact that these games are revered. These games are beloved. The Star Wars community, even like non-Star Wars fans love these games, so imagine if you did these games justice and you would actually give the PC players a reason to check out the games as well if they were enhanced versions from the originals. And I'm not even saying you're reinventing the wheel. I'm not saying a complete ground-up remake. Far from it. I'm just saying a little bit better. Even if they just added cross-platform play with working servers, and on top of that, the game not being a broken mess and using modded content and all this, or even using modded content and just giving credit, the reception would be so much better. If it was literally this game, working servers, cross-platform play, modders getting credit, boom. I really believe that's all you needed to do. That is all you needed to do, and you cannot tell me that whatever funds are available, you cannot make that happen. You absolutely could make that happen, and they just didn't because it must be a lot easier to throw together this release, and I'm sure that when you're talking about a casual audience that is going to be into something like the Battlefront Classic Collection, there's going to be a casual audience attached alongside the more hardcore audience that they're just going to see the game be promoted and they're going to be like, hey, I played Battlefront when I was a kid, let me go check it out, and they're just going to buy it outright and not think twice about it, and maybe that's what they're aiming for, and people to just, mess around with the game for a little bit but not actually create any sort of longevity to it. And why is that? I just would imagine that the return on investment would have been way greater, because right now on Steam, the game is sitting at 5,600 reviews. 19% of the reviews are positive. 19%! What are we doing here? And on top of that, how many concurrent players does this game have? I would have thought that if you did this collection justice, it would have been at like 40 to 50,000. Is it at 10,000? No. Is it at 7,000? No. 5,000? No. 3,000? No. 1,000? No. It's at 650 players. What? How do we get to a point where there are 650 people playing one of the most iconic games of all time in this collection? And multiplayer was the selling point for it, but I digress. My diatribe over, my rant over. I'm not trying to lose my voice today, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Do not spend $35 on this garbage. I mean, if you want to play it for like 90 minutes and then refund it, more power to you, but come on, Aspyr, you could do better than this. And this game and these games deserve better than this. But that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.